I'm learning more about Sojourner Truth. Born Isabella Bamfrey, 1797, on a farm in Swarthy Hill, New York, and died November 26, 1883. She was best known for being a former slave who became an abolitionist and a women's rights activist. Life was very hard for Sojourner Truth. She had to overcome many things starting at a young age. She never knew her mom or dad and had 10 brothers and sisters who were each sold at the age of 9. When Sojourner turned 9 years old, she was also sold to a man named John Nelly. She was raised in a Dutch-speaking household before and didn't know how to speak any English. Mr. Nelly, who spoke only English, beat her often for not being able to follow orders. Sojourner Truth was very smart for someone without any schooling. She learned to speak English just by listening to others talk. People talk. She fell in love with a slave named Robert from another farm, but was forced to marry a man named Thomas, so their children would belong to their owner. She had 5 children with Thomas and always worried that her children would be taken away from her and be sold. Sojourner Truth escaped 1826 to a nearby farm owned by the Van Wagners, who thought slavery was evil. The Van Wagners agreed to buy Sojourner for $20 and set her free. Although she was now free, her son Peter had been sold to a slave owner in Alabama. At that time in New York, it was illegal to sell a slave across state lines, so she decided to go to court. It was rare for a slave or a woman to take a white man to court, but she did and she won, which gave hope to many people. Sojourner Truth began to work with an abolitionist to bring slavery to an end throughout all of the United States. She also believed in women's rights and basic civil rights for all people. She was a great speaker and traveled the country telling people what it was like to be a slave. She became an important leader in the fight to end slavery. Her stories helped people to understand how wrong slavery was and that it must be stopped. Sojourner Truth was in the very first group of women inducted to the National Women's Hall of Fame.
Very good.